Hey guys, Coach Life back again on Volcanea. I let the game run on a few cycles after the end of yesterday just to get things moving. I think it's about 7 cycles I let it run. In the meantime, we've got a vacuum here. We've got some petroleum in there. The petroleum is now flowing. Well, sometimes it is anyway. So that's going up. We've got a little bit in there, but mainly it's now going up into here. You'll see this tank is full. They're just finishing off the piping, and once they've done that, I will enable the system. I just need to get some water in here now, so I need access to a water pipe that isn't polluted, because otherwise we'll get polluted oxygen in the steam chamber, and then it won't work properly. So I'm thinking probably just bung a bottle emptier in there or two. Might just, no, probably only going to get one in there. So I'll get that in there and get the water in there. Let's see what liquid we've got most. Oh, ice. Do you know? Cancel that. I'm going to deconstruct. What do we get? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If I just deconstruct those two and replace them with ice temp shift, I think there's atmosphere behind there in terms of there's a background. So I'll just stick a couple of ice temp shift plates in there, and when they melt, that will be our water in there. That'll be a lot quicker than waiting for them to fill it up. Ooh, this is getting a little high. I think I may need to start using that water. So I best get a second Rodriguez built today. Because if I don't... Oh, hang on, no, if I get this built... Let's get this built, and then we can expand the tank, and then I can build the second Rodriguez. That works better. And what I'll do is I will block off... oh, I've got background tiles. I'll block off... No, I'll deconstruct background buildings. Priority 9. No, actually, yeah, no, do it. Oh, I'm trying to think how I can get. I want airflow to go out into space, but I want any liquid that can. Oh, do you know what? Easiest answer is to box that in. Bit of a mess, isn't it? Why is that broken? Oh, there's a conductive wire in there, is there? You didn't just overwrite it. Get rid of that warning. Oh. Why not connected that in yet? It's a bit rubbish, isn't it? On the plus side, it's been keeping that battery charged. And then it would if there's no drain on it. Keep that drywall in there. For now. We'll deconstruct that one. should be okay. Right, just see if where my Space Rodriguez will fit. Will it fit in there? Oh yes it will. Look at that. So what the plan is to give them access. So I built that little corridor. Can drop it down to there, can't I, as well? Now I will be ditching all the stuff on top because I don't need that. So we'll cancel that little lot on top. Definitely don't need that. I will need a couple of transformers, but I can just put them down here. Now, when I built this door compressor, I left an automation ribbon in place. So the automation ribbon can just go there. And there we go. Those door compressors will be done from the new what do I call it? Automation. So we want ribbon readers, and we should be fine for temperature here. So we just whack those in. Going to cancel building. Oh no, I don't even need to do that. Right. I'm going to disconnect the ribbon there. And I'm going to put in a switch, signal switch. This signal switch operates on bit 1, so as long as you've got these set to bit 1, then you can open and close all the doors. So I think that's pretty cool. Right, we'll dig out this little lot. Ouchie up there. Don't think there's anything there that I haven't got. We'll take a granite ladder up there. Right, Atmos sensor. Send green signal if below 1900. Right, what I want to do is I want to keep this pressurised. I've put a filter on here to take out any oxygen that goes in there, so only natural gas will now. This has been there for ages, just because the natural gas generators haven't fired up. So if I fire up the natural gas generators, oh, carbon dioxide. Yeah, I didn't build a filter for that. Oh well, a little bit of damage. So the idea is that excess oxygen will just get pumped up into here to keep the bottom half pressurized, but it'll only go up to 1900 because when it's above 2000 the pump switches on and starts pumping the gas. So just a little bit of automation to try and help out there. As I say, this oxygen is just recycled, but I can pull it in from there if I want to, if I need to. I'm going to deconstruct that one because, oh, My mouse use is getting shocking at the moment. I'm all over the place with it. But this mouse is so light, I'm constantly overshooting. I'm used to a G5 with all the weights in it. I've got a full pack of weights that I used to have in it because I broke my G5. So, well, tried to fix it and made it worse. I will get round to taking a look at it again. It's only a soldering issue, but yeah. Right, so if we look at this, that's green. If I look at the automation, that should be, yeah, see it's green on bit 1. But if I throw that switch, it goes red on bit 1. So if I leave that green on bit 1, when they build these doors, because these are all set to bit 1 at the moment as default, the doors will open so that they won't get trapped in there. Right, next thing we need in there is some drywall. And how are we doing for Mavic? We're not too bad for Mavic, so we'll use Mavic. You're a bit restricted on what you can use Mavic for, so I like to use it as much as possible when I get the chance. So this all needs to be drywalled in because it's in space for a change. Right. Now, one of the things you do all the time is while you're doing something like this, you take your eye off the ball and you forget about what else you were doing. So I'm just going to check in on this to see where we are. That's okay, that's okay. Right, so this will all condense now, eventually. And then it'll drop into here like it is at the moment. I'm just going to move all this debris. And then we'll open it up. Come on, need all of this swept out. Right, let's just put some. Well, I left the couch in there. Oh, I forgot to mention, during the downtime yesterday, I got 3 Slickster eggs through the mail. So I've sent them down here. Apparently this is outside of the stable. Why is it? Oh, I've got too much room in here. 104 tiles, wouldn't you know it? Right, okay. So what I've done, let's put 2 of those in there, and then open them up and we're done. So yeah, what I've done is I've opened up the carbon dioxide from all these tanks up here. Sorry, a little cough there. It's only emptied the first tank so far because that was where the piping was running from, but I'm going to just change around the piping so that all this carbon dioxide down here is gradually fed into here. So there's nothing wrong with running this really isn't running anymore. So we've got some fuel that's not running at the moment because we've got plenty of plastic. So I'm just going to pump all that carbon dioxide in there and just keep it going, keep these slicksters going, keep them groomed, and yeah, that should keep them going. We've got insufficient oxygen generation. That can't be possible. Really? So look at my overlay. Now, I mean, I've put in an extra vent here. I see. We're not getting. It must have just stopped for whatever reason. Yeah, I put in this vent here so that when this pipe gets backed up, which it often does, then it'll just put some more pressure in here, and it's definitely improved the situation. This was all getting fairly dark blue, so this will definitely help and get that pressurized in the middle. So we'll keep an eye on it and just make sure that it does happen. I'm surprised this isn't flowing more, because they have been spending quite a lot of time out here. So, how have we got on with this plumbing? Is it done yet? Oh, it is. So why is our loop not working? Because that's a return line. Must be a break in there somewhere. No. In that case, it's something I've probably done wrong. So in, out, in. Oh yes, yes, the aqua tuna pipe there is not connected. Oh, no, that's okay, it can fill. Oh, I was just panicking that my aqua tunas were going to kick in and they still haven't done this. Need to put temp shift plates in there. Come on. Let's try that one again then, shall we? They've all got really enthusiastic about building this and they've forgotten everything else that's going on. I think this is only a priority 5, isn't it? Most of it is, but the drywall isn't. In which case, we'll just change that all to a priority 5. There we go. And yep, that was right. We've got some background in there. So, utilities, temp shift plates made of ice, priority 9. And that's about 1.6 tons, so that should be more than enough for this. Oh. Right, they're getting built, that's fantastic. We are almost ready to fire it up. No, we're not. You know what I haven't done? Run the power. Don't. Also, I'm going to need cooling down for the batteries as well, aren't we? I think this is going to be batteries and power supply in here. Excuse the train going past the back of my house. I think I better close that window while I'm recording. Just 1 second. Yeah, it's a lovely sunny day here today, and it was getting a bit warm in my computer room, so I thought I'd better open the window, and then of course I forgot that we have trains going past fairly regularly. You kind of forget about it when you get kind of deaf to it. What do they call it? Ear blindness or nose blindness, when you've been in a smell or in a noisy environment for so long that you barely even notice it again anymore. So yeah, it's quite... At that time, when the window opened, I did notice it. Right. Oh, God, yes. I mean, we've got loads of it, but you can never have too much. What are we up to now? 5.8 tons of lime. That's 58 tons of steel. I think what's happened is the coolant is what we're waiting for all the time. It's 207 degrees, so it's only got to drop below 211. This one's got to drop. Yeah, I think I set them all to 211. The reason being is I want to keep temperature up in here. Steel raises the temperature of the liquid by 132. So with petroleum you can potentially take it up to 500 degrees. So as long as I don't let the coolant exceed, say, 360, then that'll be fine. So potentially we can ramp this up, the production, and just raise the temperature of the coolant. So if this is taking a long time to come back, then, and because they don't actually go and do it until there's a work errand, so what we can do is just ramp up the temperature a bit. So if we take this up to let's say 250. Okay. We'll put all of those on 250. That means the coolant will come back faster. It'll raise the temperature of the steam, which will improve the performance of our steam turbines. Hopefully, we won't raise it to ridiculous temperatures and cook our aquatuners, or even these, because remember, these metal refineries can only go up to 275 degrees. So, yeah, that's what we've got to be careful of. But there's a lot of thermal mass here, so we might get away with it for a little while, he says. I suppose the only thing is, will the liquid shut-off overheats? Oh yeah, I never thought of that. Okay, we'll just drop it down a little bit. We'll make it... yeah, we'll make it about 220, I think, just to give a bit of a margin. That's better. I think that's a bit safer. Right. Right, I want to sort out these ventilation pipes so the output on the last tank is actually feeding the carbon dioxide line. So we'll... just remember, so that output goes up to there, take that output off there, that's the final feed line. This is our final input, so we'll... It's going to be a bit of a mess, but I can't be bothered to reroute all the ventilation for now. That goes through the carbon dioxide filler. It's good. Come on, fishies, out you come. Oh yes, I've meant shipping. Yes, I decided to move this auto sweeper to slightly higher, and I'm hoping it can now reach that and load that up, but I had to raise this up a little bit. I think I've got a confined packer. Never mind, he's elderly, he's going to die soon anyway. When he dies, the fish fillet will still pop out. So yeah, I want this auto loader to take the eggs that drop down there and load them in there. How do we do? Oh, 1.6. We've got 920,000 calories of surf and turf, 600,000 frost burgers. Yeah. I mean, now we are, after all that struggling with food, we're now completely food stable, so that's fantastic. And our food, let's see how it's fresh. And a little bit of stale lettuce. It's not surprising, you always end up with a bit of stale lettuce, because unless you let them eat it, because they don't use that much to make frost burgers. How many calories of lettuce? We've got 13,660 calories of lettuce, but it just said unrefrigerated, but it's -4. Yeah, why is it saying unrefrigerated at -4? Weird. Okay. Ah, I know probably why. Yeah, it's probably because they just put some fresh surf and turf in there, and it's 50 odd degrees, and the Frostburger's 58, so that needs to cool down first. That's what it is. I forgot they do that as well. Yeah. Right, how are we doing? Work errand. Work errand. Yep. Fabulous. How are we doing up here? We've got a sticker bomb. They're just so random, aren't they? Right, so I fired up the algae distiller again to get some more algae for the fish. So we have 19.4 tonnes now, which is good, up from about 10. Thimble Reed is still complaining. Temperature. Oh look, it's just below. It's 21.8 and it needs to be 22. I did run some more plumbing around here. Can't remember where it's taking the water from now. Oh yes, it will be taking it from the natural gas. Of course, we're not using the natural gas at the moment, so I've burnt it all off. Let's say about 15, wouldn't I? 15. That'll do. Yes, power is not something we're really short of. This geothermal is pretty much running everything. And once we fire up the solar, it's just going to be crazy. Right, so now we have a cooling loop. We have temp shift plates made of ice. I think we can fire this bad boy up. Right. So I just need to connect the power. Set the so the current temperature is 55. We don't want it to go below minus 50. So we have that one at minus 10. 10 green signal if above. Oh. That's better. The one there. And so this one if above minus. No. We'll say above 10 degrees. So that's going to up our power requirements. So I would imagine, yeah, that's kicked in the hydrogen generators, but we've also got some. I might just dig a bit more out of here. So what I'm doing is I'm digging it down in a way that they can always climb out. So they didn't manage to get that before they dug down. So they'll always be able to climb out regularly without me building ladders. It will mean that we'll have to attack the certain sections of it later, like this bit here and the bit up the top. But it just gets this done quickly for now. Right, so we have that done. What automation wire have we got? Iron, gold, amalgam, copper, steel. Yeah, I don't think we've got anything to worry about there, so that's the next job for now. Oh no, it hasn't, because it's a vacuum, isn't it? God damn it. Right, let's just. What temperature are they at? 500. I can't even put any petroleum in there now. Because at 594 it just make it into sour gas. 608.48. Oh god. Right, bottle emptier. Plumbing. Bottle emptier. And we'll make these priority 9 for repairs, so they'll get repaired. Just do some mopping around here. So I only need a tiny bit of steam in there to melt those temp shift plates. Of course, vacuum. Ugh. Come on. So I'm building this. Digger Joshua. There we go. Now we'll put some water in there. Priority 9. Go on, Professor Camille, get that in there. Come on, dupes, get it in. Just need a tiny bit of water and then we're done. Now, it's nice of you to repair that, but I prefer you put the water in there. Come on. Come on, get it in there. Otherwise, you're just going to have to keep repairing these. Well done, Camille. Thank you for that. Not enough, though, but... No, there it goes. Fantastic. It worked. Yay. Right, we can reconnect the power now. They should be... Wow, how quickly did it cool those down? Because it was made of ice. There we go. I can finish repairing those now and job done. Oh, we're going to get some trap dupes because they built the doors first. These ones are open because they built the wires, but they need to... Come on, get those... Oh, look at that. That's a thing of beauty. That is so handy. And you can only do that because of the automation ribbon. You can't... You'd have to put switches on every single one to do it with the... in the regular way. So, I think that's a really useful facility. Right, ventilation. So, we need the hydrogen pipe, which is, yes, that'll be fine. Come down here and go in there. And that is our hydrogen output. And what I've been doing is running outputs and this just gives me the scope to be able to take oxygen out and pump it into there. And if I need to divert it, I can just use pliers mod to snip any line I want. So this gives me 3 feeds of oxygen, and hydrogen, one of hydrogen, and then you can just send it out. So most of the hydrogen I'll be sending up to the door compressor. Oh no, I won't, because I've got this door compressor. Yeah, so yeah, this door compressor will be feeding that. Now I want a power supply for this, or 2 power supplies in fact. So I'm going to have to reroute this cable again because I'm going to put the power supplies down here. Why am I going to have to reroute? Oh no, I don't. I can put them. I could put them here, couldn't I? Large power transformer. I'm going to make it out of steel. You know, it's just better to be safe. I know I keep saying it, but I think with Oni, you can never be too safe. Yeah, I've made stuff out of steel before and still find it overheating, you know, when you get to late game. We'll just connect that there. And this one... No, actually, we'll connect that there. Cancel that connection. I think that's broken. Yeah, yep, it is. So we'll run the power up round this way. Power. We get a lead, doesn't need to be anything else. There we go, so that means we've got the pumps running on one, the door compressors and aqua tuners on that. Good stuff. Right, we want a pump in here, plumbing, liquid pump. And this is definitely going to be made of steel because it gets flipping hot in there. Temporary ladder. Plumbing of insulated pipe. That's ready to go. And what's the last thing I need? Power to the pump. Right. Oh, conductive wire aluminium. I don't have any aluminium. So, going to run that one up to the pump. And 120, 120, 120, 240, 240. Right. That can run off there. And they can run off there. So that's pretty much 9 points. That'll be just under the max load of the wire. It'll be, what's it, 2 kilowatts, so that'll be 1.92 kilowatts. And this one, well, these pumps don't run often, these pumps don't run often, and that pump runs less often than the others, and this will be running less often because it will be backed up, because these electrolyzers can't use a full pipe of water. So that's good. Ah, right. I forgot. Repair access. So one of the other great things about this switch is you can also keep individual doors closed. So let's suppose I wanted to fix one of these doors because something had gone wrong. What you can do is, if you go into the automation overlay, with pliers you can just snip that, and then they've got access to it without letting out all this compressed gas, which is pretty useful. So there's, you know, pliers is just, to my mind, just the best mod. I mean, there's so much it helps you do in the game for just something. I mean, people just think, oh, it's just breaking and you know, break wires and break pipes and stuff, you know, break a connection. But that it just opens up a whole new world of facilities to you in the game. I find myself when I'm watching one of the other guys play with it, like Francis or something like that, he's going, "Oh, I need to reroute that," and I'm just saying, "Just snip it and reconnect it there, and do this and do that." And he always ends up doing it the hard way. He hasn't quite got the hang of. He's getting better with it now, but he hasn't quite got the hang of how useful it can be in the game. But it is, yeah, it's just an awesome mod. So our batteries are just starting to creep up again now. Pipe blocks, yes, that means that's backed up, so we can divert this liquid now into our mass storage. And if I disconnect there, don't think we've got any other bridges, so that will just flow back. Excellent. So that's now going to be building up for our rocketry program. Wondering actually if it might be a better idea to put in another door compressor over here for the natural gas, just so that we've got a big reserve of it. Although actually we've got a pretty big reserve of it, haven't we? 8.6, yeah, plenty of natural gas down there, and some oxygen. That oxygen's getting pumped out from down here, making us clay. How much clay have we got now? 128 tons. and 600 tons of ceramic. So yeah, that just goes on and on and on. Fantastic. Yep, got our other water tank here. That's staying pretty stable. We've now got obviously the salt water and the fresh water from the cool steam vent. But, you know, it's so much easier to just let these produce water rather than faff around changing. Because if you're only using the water in here, then it doesn't really matter. By the time the heat builds up, you can normally do something else with it. So take for example my base on Oasis. So I've now finished building the regolith melter, and my next big project is to put in some entire base cooling. So I'm going to we get brownouts. Why are we getting brownouts? Brownouts? We really that low on power? What's going on down here? That one's running full pelt. I suppose because everything's being used more now. Anyway, we need to get this solar up and running. This stuff, 20 degrees, right. We need to get the power built. We need 1, 2. I normally go with 4, so no, that's not the best position for them, is it really? Oh, I don't care. As long as I can get a door in there, that's fine. Power, heavy water. Oh no. Yeah. We'll bring them in a bit. That's much better. Set power. Heavy watt joint plate. Airlock. And tile. Right, so first thing to do is to run the main power wire in the doors. Power, conductive wire, steel. So we just run one power wire. Right the way along. So that's the heat resistant one. And we'll drop that down out of there. Right, so now we need to count the doors. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Right, so that's the last door. So we'll do that. And then we'll cancel that. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Again, down wire. Cancel that bit. So that gives 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that gives us 8 doors. We can do another 8 on this side, which is perfect for 4 rockets. So yeah, that's brilliant. Right, now we need to run the wire that isn't going to have a problem with heat because it's not in the meteor door, in the bunker doors. And we'll just run that across. to a location next to that. And where was the other one? Oh, have I gone too far? Yes, I have. Right, okay. So this one will be to there. That needs to go to there. And we will cancel that one. So that's now we've got 3 wires. So now we need to run them down. And again, we'll just use iron. And we want one coming down here. One here. And one here. Go. Oh, save game. That's a random piece of wire now somewhere on the... Right. There. Oops. Right, just going to have to reroute these very slightly. But again, this is the joy of pliers. On that. Perfect. Now I want some conductive wire bridges. And the 4th one is a spare for other things. I haven't connected the power wire to that. It's a bit duff, isn't it? No wonder we were getting brownouts. Just turn them off for a bit because they're not actually needed to do any cooling at the moment. Heavy more conductive. And the last bit of the puzzle is just to run some cooling down here. And then pray it doesn't overheat. Because if it does, it kills all your generators, and then it won't open up, and oh, yeah. Right, so we'll just reconnect that as well, because we're going to need some more petroleum up here. Natural gas, that's fine. Might just run a bypass on the range as well, because the range doesn't use much natural gas, and we've got all this storage here. And then that'll just make sure we've always got enough gas on hand to to run the natural gas generators. Stop us getting brownouts. Now, the main issue we've got to concern ourselves with is obviously we want to keep the pressure up in here, but we don't want to over-pressurize this so the room can't be pumped out. So what we'll do is we'll set this like a smart battery. So the high threshold will keep at 50%, and the low threshold will be, let's say, 20%. We'll put a gas shut-off in here. Run the pipe into it and out of it. And we just need to connect power and automation wire now. Heavy watt, because that's what we've got to hand. And automation wire. There. Right, now where do I need all those gas bridges, or did I put them in? I did put them in. Yep, so that's... So, as soon as there's a constant supply to there, which means we've got some in the... It does seem to be coming up rather slowly from here. Oh, hang on a minute. Oh, it's only coming from that natural gas geyser. I thought it was coming up from the bottom, but it isn't, is it? Ooh. So that's even better. We've got potential to add to that from these two sources. Yeah, okay, I'm just going to leave that for now. That's fine. So this is, I mean, this is going to pressurize to ridiculous levels, because although this has a cap of 20 kilos on it, the petroleum, the oil reservoirs don't. In fact, the only cap we're going to have... Oh, look, oil's... Our liquid lock's overflowing. Yeah, probably need to do something about that. I was just about to say I need to put a sensor on here to stop these oil pumps when it gets too high, because I don't want the oil going up here, and I forgot about this one. Right, okay, let's put a ladder on there. Ladder there. And we'll just brick this up. No, we won't, because it's got heavy watt conductive wire there. Right, I'm just going to shut these down for a second so it doesn't get any worse. Where's the other one? There it is. Oh, I need to snip it from both sides, because otherwise it's just going to take the feed from there, isn't it? Right. So, well, as that tile is already flooded, so let's run that. And we'll just have to tidy up the wiring here a bit. So we will snip that, deconstruct that lot. Right. Oh, that carbon dioxide looks emptied out already. What pressure are we up to down here? 10.5 kilos, lovely. I should imagine that's some very happy slicksters. Oh, we haven't got these doors built yet. Unreachable because of these, aren't they? Yeah, damn it. Right, let's deconstruct. Why are me Paku starving? It's probably these ones, isn't it? I hate when you click on something, it bloody disappears. They leave all these annoying research messages up here, but the warnings they've given you, they just flash them up for like 2 seconds and then they go. Sorry, rant over. Yay, that's better. Now they can access it. So that should now be in a stable then, shouldn't it? Why is it outside of a stable now? Really? Oh. I can't count, that's why. Pretty sure I dropped that. So I need 5 more tiles boxed in. Oh, I took one out, didn't I, as well? So, yeah, of course. So I'll just put another silly tile there, and we'll put those there, and that should be okay then. Yeah, I classed those 2 doors as 8 tiles. I'm sure you all noticed that when I was doing my math, but yeah. Right, so we'll put that up to there. We will put a hydro sensor, automation hydro sensor, and we'll put that in the middle, about there. Automation wire, and we'll just make that out of iron. There we go. And then we'll pump out all this crude oil. Not at the moment, I'm not that fussed about it, to be honest. It was hot and it'll help melt this place and we can sort out the mess later. Right, that's dormant now. Insulated gas pipe. What was it pumping out of there then? There's something obviously condensed in the pipe. Right, what have we got over here? Oh, you still not done? Oh, you can't. I guess there's all these little snowfalls that are causing the problem. Yeah, it's this one. Come on, I want to get that dug out and find out what it is. I could just use the priority 11 trick, but I know you guys don't like that, so I won't use it. Great. Right, how are we doing up here? We need some conductive wire bridges, don't we? Power, conductive wire bridge, iron. Let's go 1, 2, 3. I can't reach that bit of power wire from the looks of it, as it is noticeable by its absence. Yeah. So we'll just give them a little bit of ladder to work with. And connect these. And then we need some automation wire. I'm going to use the farthest scanner to run the doors because obviously it's furthest away and it's least likely to be needed for a rocket. Although I'll probably have about 4 or 5 available in total, so... right, not gate. Automation, not gate. Automation wire. Can be iron. Oops. And then steel for the bit that's in the doors. Still haven't finished the solar panels, have they? Oh, that's probably why. They can't build them because the ladder hasn't been built, and that's priority 5. We are so close to getting this fired up. Which is just as well, because we're an hour into the video now. Can't believe it's gone so quickly. And we've actually got quite a lot done. See, that steam is all condensed in there now. We'll need access to get to this clay as well. I'll have to think about how to do that. It's 1300, 2000, 2500. Yeah, it's quite a lot of clay in there. This is getting done so much faster since we've got that transit tube isn't connected. That's better. Since we've got the transit tubes in, really has helped. Telescope idle, might as well queue that up so it's ready. Probably haven't even run oxygen to that yet, have I? See, everything is completely different setup to how I normally run it. Oxygen, where's our nearest oxygen supply? That is down here. Where is it? No, probably quicker to just run it straight up from one of these. And that middle pipe is looking chief suspect. Tidy. So just gonna, that gas bridge can go there, that one there, and I think we'll be nice to our duplicant who's using the telescope. Oops. Oh no! Space scanners. I thought it would just pass by them, but of course they're buildings, aren't they? Yeah. That's a good point, actually. I wonder if that will interfere with the space scanners. Well, we'll find out. Also, it might interfere with the solar panels. I don't know whether that'll block the light. If it does, then it's coming down. Yeah, I know the telescope doesn't, but yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I think it's only solid tile and doors that block the light and so on, but we'll see. There we go. I should be able to reach that from there. Reach that from there, reach that from there. Yeah, that's okay. They'll be able to do that. Finish off that bit of tidying up there. We are so close now. Nothing on there. I'm guessing we're getting the insufficient oxygen generation because we're getting the brownouts. But yeah, we're very close to getting that up and running. What's the pressure in here? just get some gas in there so that these can help out. So that's really cool. Must be atmosphere in here. Instead of vacuum, I haven't got any gas in there yet. Doop-a-doo. Right. So I've still got that canister filler running. I surely have. So, ventilation. We'll just put a canister emptier in there and just ship some hydrogen in there. Job done. Do the same in here actually as well. Ventilation. Canister emptier. Because we are not... I could just... No, actually, do you know what? I could take it from there. That's the easiest answer, isn't it? Got all this backed up hydrogen in here. Might as well use it. Ventilation, gas pipe. And we're going to have some leakage if the dupes have to go in there, so I think we'll just leave it with a low pressure vent just so it tops it up when needed. So ventilation there and there. Smart batteries. Right, gold is going to be our most prolific metal, I think, because we've got gold volcanoes, so spamming those batteries in. Ugh. Right, I'm going to let them run on and build this, and I'll fire it up in part 2. Hope you've enjoyed the episode, guys. It's been fun doing this one, and I'll see you in the next part. Have a great day. I'll see you soon. Coach Life out.